Namo Narayanaya. How is everyone doing? We're a few days away from a big solar eclipse. There is a Venus retrograde, a Mercury retrograde, some big conjunctions. We're almost out of the eclipse portal. There's been some clarifying aspects coming into light over the past 10 days, 2 weeks. When planets that are retrograding go through the sun, go in conjunction through the sun, and then behind the sun, it shows that there's a strong karmic clarifying aspects. This could have affected your work, your purpose, as well as your romantic relationship. Maybe things really came to light. Maybe there was a clarity and it wasn't nice, because retrograding planets into the sun are going to have this effect of could be difficult. It could be a clarity that comes out of very difficult truth bearing. But any planets that's transiting Venus or Mercury that is going to transition in and out of the sun, the degrees of the sun, is showing that it's getting this clarifying, strong clarifying energy, which can be difficult. Now on the 29th of March, which is a Saturday, we're going to have a solar eclipse. Saturn is currently transitioning signs, which is a big deal. Every 2.5, 3 years, Saturn moves signs. And on Saturday the 29th, we're going to have a big solar eclipse. In tradition, in Vedic astrology, we say that the solar eclipse affects everyone because the sun is signified by the light of the soul, and everyone has a light of the soul, and the sun is going into a shadow, into shadows. Be really mindful as we get closer to this day. If there's things that have been really intense, that are coming into clarity, big changes you want to make, I'm inviting you to journal about it. I'm inviting you to make plans in writing, but not move anything forward until we're out of the eclipse window, even if it's itching to happen. You can wait a week from now, just so that you're sitting on the other side of the intensity of this energy with a bit more, a bit less impulsivity, a bit more of a grounded sense, and a clearer view. Please be patient. On Saturday the 29th, Friday 28th, Saturday 29th, try to keep things simple. This isn't a great time to go on a big, be mindful around driving. On those days, we also want to stay away. If you're in the age, this isn't a great time to be out at bars, dancing, meeting new people. Just kind of stay away from those energies. If you're not at all into spiritual practice, you can just hang at home and watch a fun movie with a friend. But try to keep things simple. This is interesting. Eclipses bring about shadowy energy, and it's a dark moon, because when the sun is going into a solar eclipse, it's the dark day of the moon. So we're going to see the dark day of the moon, the solar eclipse. That's all happening on the 29th. It's been a really intense eclipse window, and I think we've all felt it on some level. A lot of stuff's been coming up, mostly because a lot of planets have been meeting in the same spot in the sky. Whether you're following Vedic astrology or Western astrology, it's a lot of planets that are conjoined very close to each other. And we have 2 retrogrades at the same time. So, yes, I know. There's a lot. There's a lot going on in the heart. There's a lot of resetting intention. There's a lot of looking at things clearly and being on the other side of something and having this whoa moment of like, wow, I hadn't seen it in this light before, and maybe wanting to let go of things, maybe wanting to put yourself in better situations, to work towards something different with opportunities, with your job. So just be grounded as these awareness arise as we go through this big eclipse kind of portal window. Be aware of that. And again, we talked a little bit about impulsivity. So one of the biggest lessons is it's not so much about pushing things away. If there's greater clarity, greater awarenesses that are coming, you can journal them, you can put them to review for next week. Just try to slow down. I always say this when we get close to a solar eclipse and a dark moon, to just slow down, mind your mind. You know, these can be also a little off-putting and off-balancing for mental balance. So again, really inviting you to pause, really inviting you to kind of draw back in the energy, be a little bit more on the observer side of things, and you know, take into account what's happening, what's going on, but just slow down, take a step back, and allow things to unfold slowly in their own time. Okay. Right after the solar eclipse, it's going to be Navaratri, which is a special Vedic holiday where we celebrate Divine Mother for 9 nights. It's a very special time. It's a very divine time. So please, if you are observing this, make sure it's a nighttime meditation on Divine Mother for 9 nights. And the nighttime is really important. So that's going to be starting right after the solar eclipse. Okay. This is all in Vedic astrology. This is all happening in Pisces. Pisces rules over rulers, spiritual leaders. We've seen the Pope that's been unwell, so spiritual leaders, rulers. It also rules over any water, canal type of thing, islands. So obviously we've been seeing a lot of political things around islands and whatnot. That's really coming into view. And we have a combination, especially around the 12th, 14th, as we get into April. That's going to be this major conjunction of Saturn and Rahu that we've talked about. So this eclipse is happening and we have this very strong airy energy. And yes, I will tell you what that means. It means that there's definitely a longing for change that's stronger than usual. Yeah, I've certainly felt that. A very strong longing for change. Air has a way to, air move things. Air wants things to move and change, right? When the wind of change comes, the clouds go, suddenly it's sunny. Suddenly there's a whole different atmosphere that's created. So the winds of change are really hard upon us. And we have this solar eclipse. So again, it's fine if you're seeing something in your life that you think is not working anymore and you want different. And the invitation is, if possible, to wait a little while. You can start writing things down. You can start thinking about the vision of how it would look like and feel like if it changed. I'm not saying don't do the thing. I'm just saying do the thing very slowly, very mindfully. Write about it, vision about it, plan for it eventually, but just to slow down. Okay, and to go back to mundane prediction, I know I have talked about this before, but the Saturn Rahu conjunction in Pisces especially agitates, again, death of a great king, death of a spiritual leader, and things like that. So we've talked about that to watch out for until mid-April. And after that should be in the clear, hopefully doesn't happen. And then after that should be in the clear. But that's something that we've seen in the past occur when this conjunction takes place in the sign of Pisces. All right. So a lot of big conjunctions, a lot of planets transiting signs like Saturn going into a whole new sign, unlocking things for certain people and starting to cause trouble for others. And just like that, the wheel of fortune changes from one person to the next. And if just know that's the way of life. Be patient and understanding, and things are always changing. You know, we go from these sweet, easy times to more challenges, but when the more challenging times come, it teaches us about our resilience, about what we're made of, what we're capable of, and these are really important for us too, in our character, in who we become, in our inner strength, to discovering what we're capable of. The hard times are also valuable, also have their lessons, also can push you past things you never thought you could move through. So in this sense, either way, we say thank you, thank you, thank you. We get an opportunity to be here. And this is, you know, solar eclipses, eclipse windows, big transits like this. It's a big invitation also to remember to say thank you, you know, even for the hard times, for the person who's, if there's anger that's coming up, if there's disappointments, to take a pause and just say, yeah, this is hard. This I don't want this. This doesn't feel good. I'm not saying you should completely push that away. That's all valid and present. And to also keep within your awareness that there is a thank you to give. There's a thank you to give for this coming to pass, even the hard things. There's a thank you to give. For on some level, it's relieving you of something, this suffering, this hard time, those things you need to let go of, those things that maybe we wouldn't choose to live through. But on the other side of it is it builds something within us, you know, that can be like a beautiful jewel that we carry forward. And to make it a beautiful jewel, we practice looking at it and saying, this is hard, this feels awful. And we also practice looking at it and say, thank you. Thank you, because a part of me maybe needed this lesson. Thank you, because I am now more mature in my approach to facing things moving forward because of this immense pain that I have lived through. So in this way, practice saying thank you as you move through the solar eclipse. If you are into meditation, you can do your meditation practice during the solar eclipse. I do recommend you listen to a Narasimha protection mantra before you do your practice. This just keeps from any shadowy energy to kind of come into your practice. You have to be a little careful around eclipses. It's a major, major time. So if you do want to meditate, make sure there's a little extra protection and that you're doing also you don't do some crazy mantra that you've just Googled online, just do things that your regular practice. If you don't have a regular practice, then you can listen to a really simple and well-meaning mantra. And by that I mean you're not gonna just Google some random Kali mantra, which is really intense. You can just listen to Om Mani Padme Hum, which is a very gentle mantra if you're from the Buddhist tradition. And if not, you can do Om Namo Narayanaya. These are like very gentle energies, very sweet mantras that you can tune into during the eclipse window. Again, just to make sure it stays somya, that it stays benevolent, so that you're inviting, you're more tuning into that frequency during an eclipse. It's really important. Saturn in Pisces, major solar eclipse, big conjunctions, 2 planets retrograde, Mercury going through the fire of the sun while retrograding, getting a real burn and a real looking honestly at itself. Same thing for Venus, relationships, work, coming into clarity in ways that is not pleasant, but it needed to happen. I'm sending you much love, and I'm back from Nepal. I've had a beautiful journey there. I may share a little bit of it on some of my social media, some of the newsletter. It was incredible. And I'm sending you much love. Be well. We'll talk soon again.